Good evening, everyone. My name is G. Upender. I am working as degree lecturer in physics at Telangana Tribal Welfare Residential Degree College for Men, Sangareddy. Today, here I am going to convert a light energy into electrical energy. This conversion of light energy into electrical energy can be used to prepare the photoelectric cells. These photoelectric cells can be used in different materials. They can be used in televisions. They can be used in counting machines. They can be used in micro ammeters. They can also be used in automatic opening of door circuits. They can also be used in automatic switch off, switch on, switch off street lights. So what is the reason behind this preparation of the photoelectric cells? Here is the photoelectric effect. This photoelectric effect nowadays, so many applications we are having. We all are nowadays using the solar panels. These solar panels are also having the basic principle is the photoelectric effect. So what is the scope here to study the students is mainly 5 points. The first one is effect of intensity and frequency of a light wave on the photoelectrons produced. That means when there is a falling of the light, it must have some intensity, some frequency. How this intensity and frequency are affecting when the light incident on the material and the electrons are emitted, the kinetic energy of the electrons depending or independent are the intensity or the frequency. That can be understood here in this photoelectric effect. And also the second point, photoelectric current against the potential graph. So if I apply zero potential, whether I will get current or not, you can see here through this photoelectric effect. And also there is quantitative study of the equations, work function, threshold frequency. So this work function and the threshold frequency are the minimum energies, minimum frequencies of the materials and the light that we can see here in this photoelectric effect. And also, what is the photon theory of light? Yeah, actually, people thought that the light thought it to be a wave in the 18th or 19th century. Okay, now one of the scientists was given that the light is a particle also. His name is, according to Newton's corpuscular theory, the light is a particle. According to Huygens wave theory, the light is a wave. But why this photon theory of light came into picture? That also you can understand here. And finally, what are the failures of the photoelectric effect? You can also understand here. So here I will explain very clearly all these points and how this photoelectric effect is used nowadays. That also we will see through the slides. Let us see the first slide. Here is the definition of the photoelectric effect. That is, it is being determined experimentally that when light shines on a metal surface, the surface emits the electron. That means, let us suppose that this is my left hand is a light source. From this light source, these number of electrons are, these number of photons are falls, and they are goes on incident on the metal surface. This is my metal surface. Here you can understand this definition very clearly. You can start a current in a circuit just by shining the light on a metal plate. I am using this hand is my metal plate, and this pen is the photon. This hand is the source of the light. These number of photons are incident on the metal plate, and they are emitting this metal plate is emitting the electrons, and these emitted electrons are called as photoelectrons, and the current which is produced due to this emitted electrons is called as photoelectric current. So that we will see through the next slide. But here one thing you have to understand, that here I am taking a metal plate. This metal plate is having large number of electrons. I am considering that the material is a metal. We know that already. You know already very well, every metal acts as a good conductor. Why? Because means there is free flow of electrons inside of a material. I am telling you here, inside of a material. But these electrons are not trying to coming out. Why? Because means there is a potential positive crystal lattices inside of the metal surfaces. Due to this positive crystal lattices, there is created a potential barrier as like this. So due to this potential barrier, all these electrons are acting as bounded electrons. All these electrons are acts as the bounded electrons, and these electrons are not coming out. These electrons are not coming out because they are not having sufficient energy to come out from the surface. But when they will come out, means when someone will give the external energy to the electrons which are inside of the metal, then only they can come out. Here I am telling you that the sufficient energy. Okay, see this metal plate I have considered here. Okay, so this light I am taking here. This is the light source. From this light source, number of photons are coming and falling on the metal plate. Means then the electrons are ejected from the metal plate. When they will comes out, means here if you give the sufficient energy from the source of light to the metal plate, let us suppose that the electron which is inside of the material is maybe having 1.9 electron volt. This is its minimum energy. This minimum energy of the material we called as work function, that we will see later. The minimum energy to come out the electron is the work function of the material. each and every material is having its work function that is different according to the different materials. Let us suppose that here I am giving 5 electron volts energy. The electrons inside of the metals absorbs the 1.9 electron volt energy, and they will come out with 3.1 electron volt energy. That means here I am giving 5 electron volt energy from the source of the light. The electron which is inside of the material whose work function is 1.9 electron volt. So that's why the electron absorbs 1.9 electron volt and it will come out with 3.1 electron volt kinetic energy. So this 5 electron volts I am taking as the photons energy minus this 1.9 electron volt is my work function, that is equal to potential kinetic energy of the electrons, and that kinetic energy we can call here K maximum. Why it is K maximum means, let us suppose so many number of electrons are emitted from the metal surface, and which electrons are having the maximum kinetic energy, we will consider that only. Okay, so here to get the power supply we use that one. Okay, so here I am going to show you the one more slide. What do you think this happens here, which I have explained so far? According to that, what you have understood here, what do you think this happens when the light is falling down on the metals are reject the electrons like this? Well, we were saying earlier that light is made up of electromagnetic waves. Earlier means in the previous classes, electromagnetic wave, light is a electromagnetic wave, and that the waves carry energy. So if a wave of light hit an electron in one of the atoms in the metal, it might be transfer enough energy to knock the electron come out from its atom. Okay, so this we will see. Here you can see one more slide. This is the construction of the photoelectric effect. Here you require a light source. This is the light source. This light source should have suitable wavelength, suitable frequency. So that's why I am considering here my light is a UVR visible light. Here my light source is UVR visible light. Okay, so next onwards, I need the apparatus here. 2 photosensitive plates, one is P, another is C, and these 2 photosensitive plates are placed inside of a evacuated quartz tube. That evacuated quartz tube's construction is called as the photoelectric cell. Okay, and these 2 photoelectric cells sensitive plates constructed to the one cell P is connected to the positive terminal of the negative terminal of the battery, and one more photosensitive plate C is connected to the positive terminal of the battery by means of a ammeter. Here this ammeter used to measure the how much current is flowing throughout the circuit. Okay, right. Now throughout this circuit, you have to understand the basic idea, the definition which we have seen earlier. That is, whenever the light source is falling, you please see there in the diagram. Whenever this light source is falling down on the metal P. This metal P is having so many number of electrons, and these many number of electrons are inside of the metal. They absorb the energy which is coming from the light source. They absorb the light energy and they will come out with some kinetic energy. And the emitted electrons, here the emitted electrons can move in this direction towards the one more photosensitive plate C. Like this, the electrons can move in this way. Due to the flow of the electrons, due to the flow of the charges, the current is produced in the circuit, and the direction of the current production is opposite to the flow of the electrons. Like this, the current produced in the circuit is called as the photoelectric current, and the electrons which are emitted from the photosensitive metal plate are called as the photoelectrons. And this entire procedure we called as photoelectric effect. We can understand how the photoelectric cells are prepared by converting the light energy into electrical energy only. So after doing this procedure, after preparing the photoelectric cells, we are all using in our daily life in various fields. Okay, right. So after this, here we have to go to the one more slide. That is, this is the construction. A metal plate P we have seen so far. A metal plate P and a small electrode C are placed inside an evacuated glass tube, that is the photocell. Two electrodes are connected to the ammeter and a source of an EMF, that is the positive and negative terminal of the battery. When photocell is in dark, ammeter reads 0. That means here these are the photosensitive materials and there is the ammeter A. This ammeter shows the deflection is 0 only when there is no single photoelectron is emitted from the photosensitive metal. Okay, when sufficient frequency is coming and hits the electron which is inside of the material, okay, then only that the emitted electron is flowing throughout the circuit and it produces some electricity. Okay, so this you can understand here. Next slide. I hope you are understanding. Please listen carefully, because the scientist Einstein got the Nobel Prize only for the photoelectric effect, but not for the special theory of relativity. Here, how it works means, now we have seen, imagining that electrons ejected from the plate impinging radiation flow across the tube, the plate to the collector, the electrons emitted when light shines on the metal surface is consistent with the electromagnetic wave theory of light. The electric field of EM wave exert a force on electrons in the metal, exact sum of the electrons from the metal surface. Okay, right. What is the photosensitive, photoemissive, what are the photoelectrons? These are the simple two words. A photoemissive means there is thermoionic emission, thermoemissive power. Like that, here also we are having photoemissive power. A material, if this is the material that can exhibit the photoelectric effect, When it will exhibit the photoelectric effect? When it is having the number of electrons, and when you shine the light on this metal, then the electrons absorb the energy from the light energy and they will come out with some kinetic energy. Like that, the material which is acting and a material that can exhibit the photoelectric effect here. And what are the photoelectrons means? The electrons from the materials with they absorb the light energy and they come out from the surface of the metal, okay, are called the photoelectrons. That photoelectrons are ejected here. Actually, here is the history, some of the history, that light has sometimes been viewed as a particle rather than a wave. At first, according to the scientist Newton's corpusculus theory, he thought that the light is having only particle nature. After that, one more scientist came. He is the Huygens. Huygens theory is also one of the beautiful theory. He was explained that he was given that the light theory. According to the light theory, so much optics was got developed. So the light is having some kind of properties when the light is passing, moving with some energy, and it is having continuous energy, continuous absorption according to the light theory. The light is having 6 properties. One is whenever the light is flowing, passing as like a straight line, it is having rectilinear propagation. The propagation of the rectilinear here, it is rectilinear. And also the light theory explains reflection, refraction, diffraction, interference, polarization. These are the beautiful concepts in the physics, that is in the optics, which are explained by the Huygens wave theory, that is the light theory, after his convention. But these two theories, particle theory and the wave theory, are not suitable for the photoelectric effect. So that after the at the time of 19th century, I think so, one of the scientists, Max Planck, came. He said that the light is a, one minute, the light is here, not a particle, not a wave, but the light is a photon. The light which is passing in the form of photons, and these photons are called as quanta. Each one is a quanta, the number of are the quantums, and each photon exhibit the energy E is equal to h nu. Here this E is the energy of the material, nu is the frequency of the material, and h is the Planck's constant. And that h, why? Because the name Planck's constant came here, means this entire thing was explained by the Max Planck. That's why the constant is the Max Planck's constant, whose value is 6.625 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. This is the very, very smallest value. You please remember this. E is equal to h nu, because it is very important to predict the 4 salient features. Okay, so these are the points. The 2 important properties of light wave are its intensity and its frequency. See, here in the photoelectric effect, we are explaining mainly on the basis of the intensity and the frequency of the light. Effect of intensity and frequency of light wave on the photoelectron produced is described on wave theory predictions and photon theory predictions. Now we are going to see what are the wave theory predictions and what are the photon theory predictions. For that, here we have one more slide, that is the wave theory predictions. In this wave theory predictions, if light is a wave, let us suppose that the light is a wave. What theory is predicting us means, if the light intensity, please listen carefully. Here in the wave theory it is different, in the photon theory it is different. Okay, right. So if the light intensity increase, the number of electrons ejected and their maximum kinetic energy increase, because the higher intensity means a higher electric field amplitude and the greater electric field should eject electrons with higher speed. That means here you can understand that the light intensity increase, the number of electrons ejected and their maximum kinetic energy increase. Because of here, what is the amplitude? A wave is traveling as like this. Let us suppose this is the equilibrium position. The maximum amplitude from the equilibrium position is called the amplitude. If that the amplitude is greater, the greater electric field should eject electrons with higher speed. Okay, so and also the next point, the frequency of light not affect the kinetic energy of the ejected electrons, but the photo theory predictions is different here. According when you compare with the wave theory predictions, wave theory is telling that the kinetic energy is depends upon the intensity, but it does not depends upon the frequency. But what the photon theory is predicting us here, see, if light is particles, theory predicts that increasing intensity, number of electrons increases but not energy. Above a minimum energy required to break atomic bond, kinetic energy will increase linearly with frequency. Here you observe this word. Here you observe this word, kinetic energy, the second one, and also the first one. Increasing intensity, number of electrons, but not energy. But not energy. Above a minimum energy required to break atomic bond, kinetic energy will increase linearly with frequency. But according to the wave theory predictions, the intensity depends on the energy. Energy depends on the intensity. And also kinetic energy does not depend on the frequency in the wave theory predictions. But in the case of the photon theory predictions, the intensity does not depends upon the energy. Energy does not depends upon the intensity, and the kinetic energy depends upon the frequency. So with these 2 points, the entire photon theory got developed. So there is a cutoff frequency below which there is no electrons will be emitted regardless of intensity. That means if I want to send 1.9 electron volt, 1.9 electron volt energy, then only the electron which is present in the material can come out. If I send my energy which is less than this 1.9 electron volt, then the electron in the metal cannot come out. I hope you are understanding. The previously only I have explained, right? So these are the 2 theories. One is the wave theory and another one is the photon theory predictions. Next one, here you have to understand that there is a stopping potential or cutoff potential. Here you should again draw the diagram of the photoelectric effect. So that is here. These are the 2 photosensitive plates connected to the positive and negative terminals of the battery by means of a ammeter A. Let us suppose that I am sending here the photons on the material, that is the photosensitive material. The electrons are ejected here like this. If I send 100 number of electrons, can you imagine that 100 number of electrons can flow throughout the circuit? No. Why? Because means only 2%, 3% of the 100 number of electrons can flow throughout the circuit, but not if you send 100 number of electrons, 100 number of electrons cannot flow throughout the circuit because of the stopping potential. So some of the electrons may move in this direction, may move in this direction, some will move in this direction, and some of them will move in this direction. And some of them may move in the direction of the circuit. Due to the electrons which are flowing throughout the circuit, only will get the current. Then what about the electrons which are moving away from the circuit? If you want to take back the electrons which are moving away from the photosensitive plates, you need to apply the amount of energy which the electrons are emitting. Let us suppose here I am sending with 5 electron volts energy. The 1.9 electron volt energy is utilized by the electrons in the presence of the materials. Then the electrons which are emitted with 3.1 electron volt, let us suppose this electron is also having that much energy. If I want to take back that electron, I need to give my negative potential is 3.1 electron volt energy. That means what? Let us suppose that according to the mechanics, you observe here, there is a body. It is moving with 5 newtons of force in the forward direction. If I want to stop this body at somewhere, means I need to apply minus 5 newtons of force to stop that body. Here this potential is also the same as like that. If the number of electrons are coming out with positive potential, if you want to stop that positive potential electrons, you need to apply some cutoff potential, some retarding potential. Then only the electron can stop. The potential which we are applying, that potential we call as the stopping potential. So after this stopping potential, here you have to understand what is the stopping potential value means. To determine the maximum kinetic energy, I told you already how many number of electrons are ejected from the metal plate. Out of all the emitted electrons which are having the maximum kinetic energy, that only we consider, because we need to produce the electricity in the circuit. That K maximum from the V naught potential. Use the conservation of energy. Conservation of energy is nothing but incident must be equals to the coming out. How much loss of kinetic energy is there when the photons are incident on the metal plate? That must be equals to the how much the potential gained in the circuit. Okay, when these two are must be equal, then only we call that the conservation of energy is fulfilled. Okay, so this is the K maximum. This is how means actually you can understand here through the one more slide. Right. Out of this entire discussion, if you draw a few graphs, then you can understand what exactly happening inside of the circuit. That means if you take the graph in between a potential and the current, the potential I am taking along the x-axis and the current I am taking along the y-axis. Let us suppose that the circuit diagram again I am taking. These two are the photosensitive metal plates connected to the battery by means of a ammeter A like this. Let us suppose that my potential V is equal to 0 here. Can you imagine that there is current or not? Don't say there is no current, because let us suppose that I am sending 100 number of electrons. These 100 number of electrons are moving. Some of them are moving as like this, some of them are moving as like this, some of them are going as like this. Let us suppose that out of this 100 number of electrons, 60 number of electrons are maybe passing throughout the circuit. Why? Because means that is a metal which absorbs some photon energy and then it will pass the electron. Due to this 60 number of electrons here, even though the potential V is equal to 0, at this position, we will get some current due to this 60 number of electrons at here. So next, if I take instead of 100 number of electrons, if I take 200 number of electrons, maybe 80 number of electrons. Don't say that, sir, if you take 100 number of 60 are coming, if you take 200, 120 will come. No, don't say like that. Few number of electrons will pass through the circuit, the rest of the electrons will move away from the circuit. Okay, so due to this 200 number of photons, maybe 80 number of electrons are, let us suppose here the potential is may not be equal to 0. I have applied 1 electron volt of potential I have given. Let us suppose that at this 1 electron volt of energy, I may got my current at this position. As like this, I am going to increase the potential. I will get my current as like this. I am going to increase the potential at here. I will get the current here. If I take the potential at here, I will get the current here. These values you can find out by experiment, through the experiment. Finally, what kind of graph I got as like this. And like this, the potential, if you increase and keep on increases, if you take 0 and if you keep on increases, somewhere the current gets saturated. The point where the current gets saturated is called the saturation current. The current we call as saturation current. At this position, the potential V is keep on increasing. Next, so this is about here the potential V is equal to 0. Then also we get the photoelectric current. This curve shows the stopping potential is independent of the intensity of radiation. Actually, we will see later. I will explain there. Yes, here is the intensity curve. See here, this is the saturation curve. The potential, if I have taken at here, if I have taken my potential initially at 0 and I got here some current, and like this, keep on I am increasing my potential. I got these 3 intensity curves. Finally, the current gets saturated. Then what are these peaks? This one and this one and this one. These 3 peaks in the negative direction shows the stopping potential. That means I have explained you already. Let us suppose 100 number of electrons are coming out. Okay, so out of them few are only flowing throughout the circuit. See, if I have taken my photon with the energy 3 electron volt, let us suppose that the material is a metal, the electron is having 1.9 electron volt. After observing the 1.9 electron volt, which will come out with 1.1 electron volt is the kinetic energy. Okay, now, so that means If I send instead of 100 number of photons, if I send 200 number of photons also with 3 electron volt energy, then also I will get that 200 number of photons with 1.1 electron volt energy now. So that means my stopping potential is the same when the frequency is not increased. When the intensity is constant, that is having the constant stopping potential. If you want to increase the frequency, then there you will get the different kind of stopping potential that we'll see here in the next slide. That is, there is, if these curves are plotted for different frequencies, I told you now. So the previous graph we have taken, the intensity is constant. Number of electrons, if you increase also, number of photons if you increase, but the intensity is constant. So that's why there we got only constant stopping potential. Here if you wants to increase the frequency, then you will get the different stopping potentials. So the saturation current, see the second point here. Here, the second point is, if you observe that, okay. Next, I will explain in the next slide. So here, right here, the intensity is constant, but we are increasing the frequency. How means the same thing here we have to apply the same procedure which we have taken previously, that we have to apply here. That means here it is, there is a, again you have to draw the photo electric effect diagram everywhere, then only you can understand easily. Right. Let us suppose I am taking again 100 number of electrons only. Let us suppose that 100 number of, so not the electrons, 100 number of photons. Let us suppose its energy is 3 electron volt. Then the electrons which are inside of the metal can absorb 1.9 electron volt energy, and they will come out with 1.1 electron volt energy when 3 electron volt photon is increased incident on the metal. Let us suppose if I want to increase my frequency from 3 to 4 electron volt, then the same electron inside of the material absorbs 1.9 electron volt, and the emitted electron is having 2.1 electron volt kinetic energy. That means what happened here, the kinetic energy is increased here when you increase the frequency. This you can also understand that when E is equal to h nu we have taken, if you want to increase the energy, you have to increase the frequency. Okay, so when you are increasing the frequency, automatically the energy of the photon gets increased. Okay, so that you can understand here. So when if I have taken instead of 4 electron volt, if I have taken 5 electron volt is my incident photon energy, then again the electron in the material absorbs 1.9 electron volt, and the emitted electron is with the kinetic energy 3.1 electron volt. That means what happened, as like I am increasing the frequency of the incident photon, like that the kinetic energy of the emitted electron gets increased. Here I require to stop this 1.9 electron volt energy. Here I require minus 1.9 electron volt energy. That is my stopping potential. To stop this 2.1 electron volt, here I require not 1 minus 1.9. Here I required, sorry, here 1.1. Here it is, I'm sorry, here it is 1.1. And here I require 2.1 electron volt energy. And here I require minus 3.1 electron volt energy to stop the electron which is emitted from the material. Okay, I require different stopping potential. Here I have taken only 100 number of photons only. That means the intensity is constant. Okay, so that's why here I got V1 is the first stopping potential due to the 3 electrons volts which we have given. Okay, and the next one is V2, that is because of the 4 electrons volts which we have given. Okay, so finally, other fundamental laws of photoelectric emission is that actually there is 4 salient features to understand the photoelectric effect, but that 4 salient features are not explained by the classical wave theory, which are explained by the quantum wave theory. Why? Because means classical wave theory study in the form of macroscopic properties only. But whereas in the case of quantum theory, it explains deeply in the form of microscopic properties. So that's why there is 4 salient features. The first one is when the theory is there, but I'm explaining according to that only. When the light is incident on the metal, the electrons are emitted. These emitted electrons are having kinetic energy. That kinetic energy does not depend upon the incident intensity, but this kinetic energy, but the current which is produced throughout the circuit depends upon the incident intensity. That is the first point, but that could not be explained by the classical theory. This was explained by the quantum theory, by the Einstein, very easily. So that is the great advantage of the photoelectric effect. Also you can take. The second point is these emitted electrons should depends upon the incident frequency. Means the kinetic energy of the emitted electrons depends upon the frequency of the incident light. This is the second point. This was also these 4 points what I'm going to explain you that are not explained by the classical wave theory. That's why the quantum theory was got developed and Einstein was explained this entire thing very easily. Okay, right. The next point, if you want to see here, the rate at which the electrons are emitted from a photocathode, that is the left side, that is the C we have seen, is also independent of its temperature. This shows that photoelectric effect is entirely different from thermoionic emission. Thermoionic emission is nothing but there is any material, if you apply some kind of energy, the emitted electrons can emitted from the out of the surface. Okay, na? So that is the thermodynamics case that we will see later there. Okay, next, for a given metal surface, stopping potential V0 is directly proportional to the frequency, but independent of intensity. Just now only I have shown you. If I have taken 100 number of photons, okay, all are having the same frequency, but the stopping potential is constant only. That's why the stopping potential does not depend upon the intensity. If you increase the frequency of the incident photon, then you will get the different stopping potential. Okay, so that stopping potential is also depends upon the type of the material. We can understand. Next slide. And there is one more thing, that is the work function. I told you already, the work function is the property of the material. Okay, so that requires the minimum energy to come out from the surface. That is minimum amount of energy which is necessary to start photoelectric emission. Remember that here it is a property of material. Different materials have different values of work function. If I want to move this pen or lift to this pen, I want to apply some amount of force. If I want to lift some other weight, I need to apply some other force, but not same. That means what you understand here, the work function is different for different materials. That is the work function. Next one, here, this all the photon energy is transferred to the electron and the photon ceases to exist. That is called as threshold frequency actually. Actually, what is the threshold frequency means? From here onwards, we are sending the photons. If you want to decrease the energy of the photon, frequency of the photon, so let us suppose if I have given 3 electron volt, 2 electron volt, 1 electron volt, but the work function of the material is 1.9 electron volt, let us suppose that. If I have sent my photon with 3 electron volt, okay, then it will fall down on the metal, it will come out with 1.1 electron volt, okay. But if I send 1 electron volt only, 1 electron volt photon only, how can it focus the electron and how the electron will come out? That means somewhere if you goes and decreases the frequency, somewhere the electron does not come out. At the frequency where the electron is coming out with the minimum frequency is called as the threshold frequency. With greater than that frequency, only the electron can come out from the metal surface. Okay, so these are the two cases here. One is this HF I am taking here. This HF is the photon energy here. W naught is the work function, you know already. HF is the photon energy. W naught is the frequency. Okay, work function. Always my incident photon energy must be, that means the threshold frequency, if it is less than W naught, the photons will not have enough energy to eject electrons at all. Okay, now see, if I want to lift this pen, if this pen is having 2 newtons of force, if I apply 1 Newton force, then how can I lift this pen? I want to apply equal or greater than the force of the pen. Okay, here it is also showing that one. The HF is greater than the W naught, then electrons will be ejected and energy will be conserved in this process. This will come out the equation with HF is equal to K plus W. Okay, now HF is equal to K plus W. I told you already, H nu minus the work function phi is equal to K. Here, instead of phi, you was taken W, and instead of nu, it is the HF. So, take this HF towards the left side is equal to K plus W. So this is our required Einstein equation. This equation we called as Einstein equation. If you want to take the kinetic energy, K is equal to half mv square, and this must be equal to K is there, H nu minus phi. Okay, if K is the maximum, automatically the velocity is also maximum here. Okay, like this the equation is considered. Okay, so here we have one more slide to understand more clearly the concept. So that is here a threshold frequency. Just now only I have explained that. Okay, so the frequency at where the electrons are not coming out. Okay, na? So at where the electrons are gets coming out by observing the frequency. Okay, na? That the minimum frequency of incident light which can cause photoelectric emission. To cause the photoelectric emission, how much incident light energy we require, that light energy we call as threshold frequency. That light energy or that frequency is called as threshold frequency, and that energy is the threshold energy. Okay, right. Here is the next slide. You can understand one more graph here. If you draw it between the kinetic energy and the frequency, okay, from here to here, the frequency nu is equal to F is equal to F naught, or nu is equal to nu naught. That means here I am taking, if F is my frequency, F is equal to F naught, here we got till here. If I increase my F greater than the F naught, I got this line. And this, if you take the slope of this line, this slope will give you what is the constant of the Planck's. Okay, see here both the frequency and the wavelength are inversely proportional to each other. You know already very well, C is equal to nu lambda. So that take out this nu lambda towards the left hand side, then C by nu is equal to lambda. So nu is inversely proportional to 1 by lambda. Maximum frequency gives you minimum wavelength. Okay, so here the graph of frequency you got like this means the graph of wavelength you will get like this, quite opposite to that one. Why? Because means the frequency and the wavelength are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, so here is some calculation to understand this nu and lambda. I will show you here through the one more slide. Right, here you can understand what is the equations are there. Let us suppose that K is my kinetic energy, which is equal to H F. Instead of F here I am taking nu, H nu minus, instead of W naught here I am taking phi, and this phi is equal to H nu naught. You all know that. Okay, substitute that value here, that phi is equal to H nu minus H nu naught. Now take out H is the common, then here we have nu minus nu naught, that is equal to K. Here you understand nu is greater than the nu naught, because this minus nu negative sign is goes to nu naught. That means nu is greater than the nu naught. Then go for the wavelength case. You know already nu is inversely proportional to 1 by lambda. Just substitute that, or nu is equal to what? C by lambda you can take. Now here K is equal to, I am substituting that nu is equal to C by lambda. Then H into nu is the C by lambda minus nu naught is the C by lambda naught. That is equal to what? HC by lambda into lambda naught into nu naught minus lambda naught minus lambda I will get. If you observe here, lambda naught is greater than the lambda, because this negative sign is goes to minus lambda only. See, if you observe these two things, you will get that idea that the frequency, greater frequency gives you lesser wavelength. That's why only if you observe that there is the VIBG or the colors VIBG or the red color is having the wavelength greater, the frequency is lesser. Okay, the violet color is having lower wavelength, greater frequency. Okay, so like this you can understand through the calculation. Here is one more slide. You have to understand that more clearly. Then is one more slide, that is the number of photoelectrons depends upon, so far what we have discussed, that is only here I have mentioned. Okay, the number of photoelectrons which are coming out and hit the materials, the electrons which are coming out, these electrons are depends upon the nature of the material which we are using as a photosensitive plate, and also with how much frequency we are sending of incident radiation, and also the incident of incident radiation, and the potential difference between, there is a potential EMF, potential difference between the electrons. Okay, so I'm going to show you the one more slide here. This is according to the theory, light is a electromagnetic radiation. See, this is the material. Here the light is coming and falling down, means light is having the radiation. Okay, the radiation hitting the material and the electrons of the materials are coming out. What is happening here? Action of the light is taking place, then the electrons are coming out. So that's why radiation is called as here the electromagnetic radiation. A photon is an elementary particle that defines the light observed. According to Einstein, these are three basic of fundamental dimensions to be considered when studying the photon theory of light. Okay, right. Next slide. So what the properties so far we have discussed here are the properties which are there. And there is one more thing. According to Albert Einstein, photon theory of light, the intensity of light shining on a material determines the ability of the surface to reflect and deflect the light. That is, that depends upon the surface of the material. And also it provides for observation the ability of a material surface to receive and throw out the light effectively and in an intensity that is observed to be stronger than any other ordinary surface material. And here is the great scientist Einstein. So with his inventions, nowadays we are living very easily. Einstein has suggested that he was given that the success of Planck's theory light must be emitted in small energy of packets, that is E is equal to h nu. Okay, so according to this, so much science got developed. These all are the very tiny particles, or the particles are called as the photons and also called as quanta. And what are the failures of the wave optics? You can see here, the light is giving its energy to electrons in the atoms of the material and allowing them to move around, producing the current. And however, not all colors of light affect metals in this way. That means if you send the frequency of a bed light which you are using in our bedroom, that frequency is lesser. Even though the frequency is something, it is there which produces, the potential is smaller, that produces the electric current. But that was not given by the photoelectric effect. Okay, no matter how bright a LED light you have, that means what? It is not depending upon the intensity. If you have taken a light with high brightness, that brightness is not affecting the electrons. Okay, so why? Because means intensity is independent. But if you give some amount of energy, that will affect the photoelectric effect. The problem was that these results cannot be explained if the light is not aware. Waves can have any amount of energy you want. Big waves have a lot of energy, small waves have very little energy. So that it is a little bit problem to get the power supply in the circuit. And if light is a wave, then the brightness of the light affects the amount of energy. The brighter the light, the bigger the wave and more energy it has. That is not affecting. The different colors of light are defined by the amount of energy they have. If all else is equal, blue light has more energy than red light with yellow light somewhere in between. But this means that if light is a wave, a dim blue light will also have some kind of frequency. Okay, right? So with this explanation, I hope you got the idea how you are converting the light energy into electrical energy, and with this how you are preparing the photoelectric cells, and that cells we are using different fields. Okay, and the reason behind this is the photoelectric effect. How is the photoelectric effect was got developed so far, and what is the procedure involved, and what are the advantages are there that we have seen. Actually, in the photoelectric effect, the electron is a bound electron. It is not at all a free electron. Okay, so that's why the photon incident on the metal, then it disappears. Okay, but it absorbs all kind of frequencies. Okay, so in the photoelectric effect, the photoelectric energy almost all equals to the work function. That's why the material, the electron, feels that the photon is having very closer energy. Okay, and the light which you are using in the photoelectric is the UVR visible light. Now you got a doubt that if you want to increase the light energy more and more, if you want to use instead of UVR visible light, if you want to use X-rays, then this photoelectric effect is failed. You have to use there the Compton effect, because the X-rays fall down on the material, they cannot disappear immediately. Okay, na? Some of the electrons get scattered somewhere, and the incident photon gets recoiled. Okay, na? So that is the Compton effect we will see in the next class. And if you want to increase the frequency of the incident light again and again, if you want to use the gamma rays instead of the UV rays or the X-rays, you have to use the pair production again. Okay, so in the Compton effect, the photon feels that the electron in the material, it is having a less energy, whereas in the case of photoelectric effect, both feel that nearly equal energy. In the Compton effect, photon feels that itself, that electron is having a very less energy. Okay, like this, when you goes to increase the frequency of the incident light, like that, you are having so many number of theories in the physics are there. Okay, right. Thank you one and all. Thank you so much. Here, I want to say something for your future. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Okay, thank you, all of you. Thank you so much for your patience. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you all. Thank you so much.